Does your cat run away the moment they see the vacuum cleaner? Many cats develop an aversion to this common household appliance. What if I told you you could train your cat to like the vacuum? Okay, maybe like's a strong word. How about just training them to not go feral when you turn the vacuum cleaner on? Our cat Harrison did not like the vacuum at all, so we held off on using it for a while and decided to train him to tolerate it. In this video, we're going to lay out several easy steps that we use to help desensitize Harrison to the vacuum and condition him to like, or at least ignore, the vacuum when it is running. Hopefully you can use these steps too and get similar results. Let's get started. Step 1. Introductions. Place the vacuum in an area of low traffic and let your cat explore it. We just want our feline friend to be able to see it and smell it. This may start with you leaving it somewhere unassembled, and then after a day or two assembling it. After a couple of days, we'll move on to step 2, where we will initiate some interaction.
Hey honey, where's the vacuum?
Oh, and a reminder, make sure to place it in an area of low traffic. Step 2. Encouraging interaction. Using treats, we want to get our kitty used to the vacuum when it's turned off. This means throwing small treats across, under, and around the vacuum. You can even place some treats on the vacuum. During this phase, you can also play with your cat near the vacuum. Take their favorite toy and move it around. Under, on top of, just all around the vacuum. Your cat will eventually consider the vacuum as just a piece of stationary furniture that they can navigate within your house. Make sure to vary the location of the vacuum during this step so your cat gets used to the vacuum in different locations. Once your cat is comfortable and shows no signs of uneasiness around the vacuum, then you can proceed to the next step. Step 3. Moving the vacuum while it is turned off. In this step, we'll slowly move the vacuum around while it is turned off. This is basically mock vacuuming. Wait until your cat is in a comfortable spot, or if you enrolled in cat school, have your cat sit and stay on a chair or table somewhere high enough above the vacuum. Starting at least 10 feet away, or at least the opposite side of the room, slowly move the vacuum back and forth.
What are you doing with the vacuum?
Oh yeah, make sure to let others know in your household that this is part of the training process for your cat. Otherwise, they're going to think you've lost your mind. During this phase, you can feed a treat every few seconds initially as you move the vacuum cleaner around. The goal is to be able to move it slowly near the location where your cat is sitting without them being too concerned with the vacuum. In my case, I was able to mock vacuum under Harrison's chair without him being afraid of what I was doing. They may be curious as to what you're doing with that strange machine, but they should get to the point where they're more interested in getting a treat than watching the vacuum. This step could take several days as you gradually mock vacuum closer and closer to your cat. Once they achieve this level of tolerance, you can move on to the next step. Now we are going to introduce the sound of the vacuum. To a cat, this can be scary, especially since their sense of hearing covers a wider frequency range than ours, and their ears can pick up sounds at greater distances. They may even pick up sounds from the vacuum that we can't even hear. Okay, maybe not those kinds of sounds. To be successful in this step, we'll need to introduce the sound of the vacuum much further away than when we introduced the mock vacuuming. In my case, we put the vacuum on one side of the house and the cat on the other. Turn the vacuum on and start feeding your cat a stream of treats, about a treat every 5 to 10 seconds. This works best if you have a training partner who can turn the vacuum on in the other room. Over a few days, bring the vacuum closer and closer to your cat. You'll probably end up using several locations in your house, but make sure to start far and work your way closer in different sessions over the course of a few days. I did 2 to 3 sessions of a minute or two of vacuum cleaner noise for Harrison each day. For this step, we didn't actually vacuum much. We let it run upside down, or one of us used it slowly out of his line of sight. In this final step, we'll combine the work from the previous steps into some real vacuuming. Hopefully you didn't have to wait too long to get to this point, but slower is easier on you and your feline friend. We'll first start vacuuming in the line of sight, but far from the cat. Then over the course of a few days, we'll move the vacuum closer and closer. During this step, you'll also want to feed treats as you're vacuuming. Now this is easy with a partner, but still doable solo. But you'll want to position yourself between the vacuum and your cat when you feed the treats. Doing a couple of 1 to 2 minute vacuuming sessions a day, work your way to being able to vacuum under or around the chair or platform that your cat is sitting on. Always make sure your cat is off the ground when you're vacuuming. Cattails and vacuum cleaners are a bad combination. During these steps, we have been continually giving treats every 5 or 10 seconds or so to create a positive association with the vacuum cleaner. You should get to a point where your cat is more interested in the treats than the vacuum. Once you have achieved that, you can phase out the treat stream and just give a treat when you start and finish vacuuming. That will continue to reinforce the positive association with the vacuum. Your cat may even get excited when you bring out the vacuum. That's okay. It actually shows that there's a positive association established. But I would only reward them with a treat if they're on a chair or platform above the surface being vacuumed. We don't want to reward them for getting in harm's way. I hope you're successful in following these steps to make vacuuming a much less stressful activity and a more enjoyable experience for you and your cat. Well, as much as vacuuming can be enjoyable.